National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers. Next on Madden NFL 25.
Our coverage of the NFL brings us to the southern end of the Tar Heel State and to this beautiful venue, Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Dustin Hopkins out, ready to send this away. And we're off and running from Charlotte. Raheem Blackshear now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young in Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall.
Straight to the air here, it's Young. He finds Sanders. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. That was Denzel Ward who brought that play to an end.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Ready, set.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Set, ready.
From the 32. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Myles Garrett coming in for the stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
3rd and just 2 to go.
Down. Set, go.
From the pistol, it's Young. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
So on fourth down now, the Panthers calling an all-pro several times over. It's Johnny Hecker for the punt. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60-plus. So here come the Browns on offense, readying for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
After winning the national title at Clemson and early success at Houston, there's no question that Deshaun's career has been slowed by some injuries and other challenges. But when he is on the field, at every level he's ever played, he's just got a calm. And that calm comes with the trusting of talent that he has in himself. He knows how to run, he knows how to throw, and when he's available, he's still a difference maker.
The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense.
Delay of game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call is going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap.
Still first down.
They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that first down flat. From the gun, Watson. Flushed out of the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 14 brings up 2nd and 2.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Bails out of the pocket quick. On the move, looking deep. That's grabbed inside the 30. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that will give them some serious momentum along with a first down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Here's Watson, 1st and 10. Chased out to his right. He's got it near the 8. Touchdown, Cleveland. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Justin Hopkins to kick off for the Browns.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Valus Jones now on the return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Carolina offense out and ready to go for their second drive. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And now it's second down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
Let's go now.
Receiver in motion, headed right. On 2nd and 10, Young. Gets this to Sanders.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7.
Here we go. Set. Hut. Go. Set.
Out of the gun, Young. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he's brought down after a short gain.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Panthers getting everyone set for the punt. James Prochet returning this for the Browns. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. Brings it in at the 12. Breaks the tackle, still going. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. And after the punt, the offense comes out onto the field. And the Browns will go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And the play clock expires. This is going to cost them half the distance.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Watson. He's up, and the pressure gets home. He doesn't throw it in time. That's a safety. And it wasn't a touchdown or a field goal, Brock, but hey, points are points. And their first points of the game come on that there safety.
You'll take them any way you can get them in this league, Kate, right? And if the defense has got to score and they've got to continue to score, that is just fine, because that is a breath of fresh air on that sideline and hopefully a bit of a kickstarter for their offense as well.
Always hurts to do this. They give up the safety and now have to kick it away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And this drive is going to have some great starting field position as a result of that short kick. New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready, go. Hut, hut.
To the air on 1st down. Young. Cups. This is Xavier Leggett. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Ready, ready.
Here's Young on 1st and 10. Finds Sanders. And he's got it up to midfield and into Browns territory.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Ready.
From the 46. Pass complete to Hubbard. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down, ready to turn it into a negative play.
Ready, ready.
On 3rd down, it's Young. Escapes the pocket. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Another punt brings Johnny Hecker back to the field. James Prochet on to return it. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Browns getting their offense out there. They threw it the whole way down the field on their last drive, and they'd welcome the same level of play on this series as well. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Watson. Forced out to his right. He's on the move. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty
Illegal
flag.
forward pass. Offense.
Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no. It's got to come back. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty.
Still 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Watson looking to throw. On the move, headed right. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for... And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call is going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out.
Delay of game, offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty.
Still first down.
We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They've got a first to begin the frame. That's to his back, Nick Chubb. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Offense to the line for second down. To throw, here's Watson. Moore's got it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Throwing on third down, Watson. He puts some air under this one. He's got it inside the 25. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns hold an 11-point advantage. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
On his Hopkins for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns push the lead up to 12.
14, Panthers 2.
Hopkins has it on the tee, and he's ready to send it flying. Blackshear on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. He loses the football. And the Browns pick it up. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. And this return will reach the end zone for a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns grow their lead off the turnover. I think they would have happily just taken the turnover, Brock, but how about the wherewithal of the defender to take it back for the score?
Yeah, that is a scoop and score in the definition of a splash play defensively. You don't just rip possession away from the offense, you kind of rip their heart out too. You rip possession, you turn it into points, and now that beleaguered offense is going to have to get right back on the field.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns go up by 19.
Panthers 2.
Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Blackshear on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Panthers and Chuba Hubbard ready to begin 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Young. Throwing the out route complete. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Myles Garrett coming in for the stop.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Young on the play action. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
They send a receiver in motion right. Young to throw here on 3rd. Buys time, and they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Carolina in punt formation. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. Starts the return at the 34. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. 65 yards on the punt there. And it'll be their football. Back out now comes the Browns offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Play action, it's Watson. That's complete, David Njoku. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. It's a pickup of 26. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. He finds space into the red zone. And he has this all the way down to the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that gives the Browns a first.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And he's in. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns making this a laugher before halftime. He broke the tackle he needed to, Brock. And how about that effort then to keep it going and eventually reach that end zone?
Yeah, that's awesome on the offensive side. Defensively, not every missed tackle is the same. It may be on a stat sheet, but sometimes that help to finish a play isn't arriving quick enough, and you're the only one. The last line of defense, and in that moment, you got to scratch, you got to claw, you got to tear to make the stop, because a broken tackle, well, it can mean a touchdown.
On his Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns grow their lead yet again.
Panthers 2.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. On the return, here's Jones. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Carolina offense headed out now. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. First and 10 now from the 30. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Young on first and 10. He finds Sanders. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
Options are open here. It's second and inches. Play action now. Young. Flushed out of the pocket. Now here he goes. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Young looking to throw. Hubbard hauls it in. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. Second down coming up.
Offense in the hurry up here. Young working from the gun. Chase, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the third row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now third down is so much harder.
Fits it through the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Fourth down, Young. He can't get away. They get the sack and force a turnover on downs.
Well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
The Browns going on offense here.
Entering accessibility screen, you have 19 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
In the half. They have been automatic scoring in this quarter, and yet another opportunity to do so here. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. From the gun, Watson. Headed out right. Down the run right, throwing deep. This is caught inside the 15. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw when you throw it that deep outside the numbers that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Four downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. A final throw before the break. He's on the move. And they take this in for the score. The Browns piling it on going into halftime. Deshaun Watson with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
On his Hopkins for the extra point. That's no good. The veteran mishits one rather surprisingly, and they leave a point after on the table. So that's halftime here in this one. The Browns on the road, but currently in front. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag, if it's not already.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. To return, Jerome Ford. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. The Browns and quarterback Deshaun Watson gearing up for their next series. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your number one objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half. That kick.
They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up.
Delay of game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. So they should be a little prompter in snapping this, you'd hope, Brock, after that delay of game. Buying some time right. He's going to keep it this time. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Watson now off play action. He rolls to his right. He's keeping it again. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Davion Clowney on that stop. When we bring this game to a close, Brock, I think one of the stories we're all going to be talking about is the type of showing this guy's had, not spinning the ball, but running it.
It's been just gritty. It's been determined, kid. It's been tough. When they needed a play, he's dug deep and he's willed this offense forward, coming through with the type of run the moment asked for.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense.
Delay of game, offense.
Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0.
We're set.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going for it again. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
We're set.
Working inside the red zone. Escapes out to the left. And he has the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns grow the lead coming out of halftime. Deshaun Watson with the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
PAT is up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns kick. On to this lead.
Panthers 2. Justin Hopkins to kick off for the Browns.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. On the return, here's Jones. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Carolina about set to go once again offensively. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Xavier Legette, the target on that throw. And that'll bring up second down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Come on, set.
Out of the gun, Young. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Third down, 1 yard to go.
Set, hut. Hut, hut. Hut, hut.
Now it's Young. Gets this to Sanders. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Set, ready. Set.
Throwing now, off play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him.
On the set.
All right, here we go. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 17
Down.
at the
Check white.
41-yard line.
Another try following the sack. Now it'll be caught by Adam Thielen. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9.
Set. Hut.
Back to throw. Here's Young. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. He was looking Xavier Legette's way there. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
They'll send out the punting unit. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spots. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. The Browns are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Set. Adam, go.
Watson looking to throw. Forced out to his right. Now he throws deep across the field, left side. And he knocks that one away to prevent a big gain. Now all eyes go to the penalty marker to see who it's against. So they let first down stand since it worked out well for him. The penalty declined. That brings up 2nd and 10. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty.
Still second down.
And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap.
Still second down.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Here's Watson. On the move, headed right. Connection made to Judy. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Buys time, rolling right. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bajorquez, to handle it.
Game, offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty.
Still 4th down.
So as they face 4th down, on comes Corey Bajorquez to kick. And he makes the fair catch inside the 45. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be Panthers football. Here comes their offense out again. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this 3rd quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent. But in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Here we go. Set. Ready. Ready. Set.
Shotgun snap now to Young. That's him on the quick hitter. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Okay, break.
Markers reset, ball at the 37.
Here we go, set.
First and 10, it's Hubbard. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Okay, ready?
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Let's go.
From the 36. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns return the interception almost to midfield before the tackle's made.
I've not yet in my lifetime come across a defender who hasn't told me how great an offensive player they were back in the day. Oh, you should have seen me as a running back or wide receiver. Well, right there, that defender showed some of that background. A brilliant job of getting into the open field and setting his offense up for success.
The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out first and 10. Working from the gun, Watson. Chased out to his right. He's keeping it. Jukes one defender. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Thankfully, only one quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's Browns football to start the fourth in what's been a one-sided game in their favor. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Chubb here on first down. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out.
Delay of game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call is going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap.
Still second down.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Play action. It's Watson. Rolling out to his left. Now he takes it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up.
Delay of game, offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty. First and goal, now 5 yards tougher after that penalty. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
This is one of those situations where QB's strength and ability to run can be a great blessing, but can also be a curse. We've seen him use his feet before. This guy can escape, and that's a blessing. But it can be a curse because sometimes you think you can get out of everything, and this defense just proved he couldn't.
A chunk of yards here on second and goal. Trying again following the sack. He's on the move. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss.
Kate, you just know as a quarterback there's situations where you're going to gain the trust of the play caller or quickly lose it. And when you take back-to-back sacks, you've lost it.
And they get to him again. And the pressure drives them backwards.
That is a wow. Maybe that's a double wow for me. 2 sacks in the previous 3 snaps. I can really criticize quarterbacks, and too often I do, to get rid of the football, but that is about a defensive effort. Knowing what's on the line when you get into situations in the red zone, Kate, can't do it much better than that.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. It's from the right hash, 46 yards.
Something I would have never said 20 years ago, Kate, when I started this business, but it rattles through my big old noggin now. That miss really has an effect on fantasy football owners more than anybody else. Imagine the poor soul somewhere, anywhere, who ends up losing in fantasy this week, specifically because of that miss.
The Panthers set to take the field. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here.
On the double.
So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10.
Ready, ready. Yellow, lining, opposite.
Interception
green.
last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3 now.
Ready. Smith red. Check pink.
From the 43. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Here we go. Ready, go.
Defense shows blitz. Young. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down. This one misses the tight end. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And this hits at the 4 before taking a bounce into the end zone. That's a touchback. The Browns headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And you may as well call him a constant headache that this defense has had to deal with all game long. I mean, they game plan to slow down his passing work, but it's been his rushes that have really broken the spirit of this unit. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. Escapes a defender. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard scamper, and they get some yards back. It's 2nd and 11. Here's Chubb up the middle. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Bails out of the pocket quick. On the move, looking deep down the middle. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down. Nearly an interception on that play. So that brings up 4th and long.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Browns are lining up to punt. And he's going to effort this from his own goal line. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be delay of game.
Offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call is going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. The Browns are lined up to punt. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. And he gets it away from his end zone. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That one in the books is a 48-yard punt. And it's going to be their football coming up.
Ready.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
Come on, set. Hut.
Young working from the gun. Short pass brought in.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning.
Set, hut.
From the 42. Now right, Leggett makes the grab. And he has a gain of 4 on the run, which runs us up to the 2-minute warning.
On the ready.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Set, ready.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. The Browns close in and take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Panthers getting everyone set for the punt. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. They're looking to just hang on to the ball through the finish. Defense has all of its timeouts, but with this game out of reach, a good chance they just let it run. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Chubb. Breaks through, and he might break away. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Ford.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for second down. They give inside to Chung. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. So the Browns will take this win home with them. And save for a few moments in that opening quarter, Brock, they pitched a shutout defensively that in the end was the impetus for the victory. They're going to be bummed not to have that goose egg on the board at the end of this one, no doubt, but a performance to be lauded nonetheless. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Browns as we say so long from Charlotte.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Minnesota Vikings. And it comes your way next.
Now from downtown Minneapolis, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us inside beautiful U.S. Bank Stadium, the home of the Vikings. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that is a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
Pierre Strong on the return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning.
He keeps it himself.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football. Just just a short game.
To throw on second down is Watson. There he goes again. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Potentially very big call here. So now, after the penalty, a much tougher prospect to convert. It is 3rd and 9. He's going to dial up another deep ball. And that is incomplete. But a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got. So on 4th down, the lefty, Corey Bojorquez to punt for Cleveland. Brandon Powell returns for the Vikings. A fair catch. He's going to call it, take it right around his own 30-yard line. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the number 3 overall pick back in the 2018 draft. Out of USC, it's Sam Darnold.
And this is the opportunity Sam Darnold's been working for. I mean, to resurrect his career after some struggles early on in New York. He's had a bit of a mixed bag, but there is no mistaking the physical talent, the arm strength, the ability to play quarterback at a high level. He has it all. There's a reason he was drafted where he was, Mike, and I think Minnesota has themselves a sleeper here at the quarterback position.
Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. Into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. A pickup there of 13. 1st down, Minnesota.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll put Addison in motion. Jones now on 1st and 10. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Off the bootleg. Here's Darnold. Taking off.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Third and 5. They'll put Addison in motion. 3rd and short yardage, and here's Darnold. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
So on fourth down, out comes Ryan Wright to punt for Minnesota. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He'll tuck it and take off. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback. But here we are, early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing.
Pass interference. Defense.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. He'll take off again. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Watson now on 1st down. And this time the rush gets home, and down he goes.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Shotgun snap to Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman. And he's into the end zone. Cedric Tillman. Touchdown, Cleveland.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Browns will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Vikings offense ready for their second possession. They were 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. And this ball batted away and incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. 3rd down coming up.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
He'll try and get there on the ground. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
Great job here by the quarterback on 3rd and short, knowing that if nothing's there downfield, he can pick this up with his legs, and not only is he able to pick up the first down.
On the ground now with Jones. He'll push forward for about a yard. Great jump in up to make the play. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. We are through 1. It's the Browns with the advantage. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. Darnold now on 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Aaron Jones. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
Here's Jones. And he's going to bring this one close to a first down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. But try and run for the first down with Jones.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Play fake to Jones, and now Darnold. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
A loss of 5 brings up 2nd and 15 at the 25-yard line.
They'll go play action with Darnold. He'll let this go towards the end zone. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. And 3rd down coming up.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. The next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
On 3rd and long, here's Darnold. Here comes the screen to Jones. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up 4th down.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
On 4th down, it's Will Reichert time for this Viking field goal. This will be a 38-yard attempt. Reichert's kick is good. And the Vikings are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Reichert had the field goal a moment ago. He's back out now to kick this one away. On the return, this is strong. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Play clock down to 0. That is not the way to start a drive.
Still 1st down.
Now Watson. He's going to run it. And he'll get the penalty yardage back, and more than that. He's a couple yards short of the 1st down, a gain of 13.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the 1st down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Fake the handoff. Now Watson. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
And he's going to be taken down, but not until he reaches the 20-yard line. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here.
The key coming into the game, anytime you're about to defend a quarterback like this, is it's not so much about rushing the quarterback for a sack as much as it is about rushing a quarterback to keep him in the pocket. He is more dangerous when he's able to escape. Keep the integrity of your rush lanes. Rush as a unit. You can see here, when you don't, he gets out of the pocket, and it's a big play.
And the Browns are going to have a first and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
More of the same right here, and you can see the numbers. They're really starting to pile up for the quarterback, especially on the ground here in the first half, Mike. And when he takes off running, you can feel everyone kind of hold their breath, both in terms of him being electrifying, but also the fact that they want to make sure he's not taking any unnecessary shots.
Good blocking, and he's in. Deshaun Watson, touchdown Browns. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. Backed up because of the penalty, but no matter. The extra point is good.
Vikings 3. Justin Hopkins to kick off for the Browns.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Chandler now to return it. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to get back at it. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 35-yard line.
They run it once more with Jones. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Here's 3rd and 7. Darnold to throw. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Here's Ryan Wright now. He's on for the 2nd time and wouldn't mind a carbon copy of that first kick. Crochet to return it. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
Here's Watson. He's going to keep it himself. Whoa! Deshaun Watson still going. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 76 yards. Touchdown, Cleveland. You talk about a quarterback getting things done with his legs. Everything covered downfield, but they couldn't cover him as he went down the field for a touchdown.
Mike, sometimes as a defensive coordinator, you just can't prepare for everything. In this case, you have the play defended perfectly. Passing lanes are all taken away. Everyone in coverage is where they're supposed to be. So what does the quarterback do? He tucks the ball.
Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them
Delay of game,
5.
offense.
Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Hopkins now to take on the extra point. Oh, he misses the extra point. So maybe that extra distance did factor in. They're unable to add the point after. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Chandler now to return it. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to take over possession of the football. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. They'll try to hit him with a screen. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they're going to play it safe with a run.
The defense is willing to just give up that run every single time. I mean, they're going to leave guys as far back as they can to protect the sticks. And in this case, flow to the ball, make an open field tackle, get off the field.
Here's the punter now, as he is on to punt for Minnesota. Take it in, back at his own 12. And he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. So we've reached halftime, and the visiting Browns are on top as we send you down to Orlando. We're Jonathan Coachman. And hold that thought. Let's get right back to it. We are ready for the 3rd quarter. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Darnold now to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Darnold. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. To throw is Darnold. And this drive is a disaster. He goes down for a 3rd consecutive time.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. This fielded inside the 35. Wow! And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. The Browns offense and quarterback Deshaun Watson getting set for their next drive. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and will try to sustain it here down the stretch. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Watson. Gonna look deep. Looking for more.
I'm not sure if it's this big lead or if it's just this second half pressure getting to him, but that's just a careless throw by the quarterback. And don't let this lead fool you. Throws like that can change this game in an instant. This defense knows they gave him one. They let him off the hook.
Play clock has expired. We're not going to get this one off on
Delay
time.
of game, offense. Still 2nd down.
Off play action. Here's Watson. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. And that a record run. It will break Colin Kaepernick's single-game mark for rushing yards by a quarterback. Kaepernick had 181 back in the divisional playoff January of 2013. This game surpasses that one.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of a defense, and we saw it again here.
First and 10 now from the 36. Back to throw is Watson. He'll get this complete to Jerry Jeudy. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a 1st down.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Play action. Watson. Our first down throw there is incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Watson. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
I can tell you from firsthand, Mike, seeing it unfold, runs like this demoralize any defense. I mean, he's been doing it pretty much since the beginning of the game, and they have yet to find an answer for keeping him under wraps. He has run wild from that quarterback position.
Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal. He'll run again. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Off the bootleg, here's Watson. And he churns out some of the hard yards in this area of the field, working it to the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Under pressure, and now he's going to go down back at the 8-yard line.
These are the plays that drive a coach crazy. 3rd and goal. You put the ball into the hands of your quarterback and you trust them to make good decisions. In this case, once there was nowhere to go with the ball, once all the throwing lanes were taken away, this ball needs to come out. You cannot take a sack and make 4th and goal that much more difficult.
Oh, looked like he mishit it. He missed that one from short range. No good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Darnold to throw on first down. That's caught by Jones out of the backfield. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now Jones. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Finding yourself down here multiple scores in the second half, the defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for second down and 4. In motion, it's Jefferson. On the handoff, Jones. That's a short pickup to about the 47. Jeremiah Wusu-Koromoa in on the stop. They'll empty out the backfield, line up for 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He's going to air this one out for Jones. That is caught. What a throw. Aaron Jones. Touchdown, Minnesota. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Reichert out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. The Browns offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. Out of the gun, Watson. He keeps it himself. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 3. A play fake. Now Watson to throw. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Just didn't quite get enough into that ball. You see sometimes the pressure, the rush, force a quarterback to throw the ball off his back foot, and I think there was a little bit of that here at play. You have to be willing to step up, even in the face of pressure, and get enough behind that ball to put that one a little bit more on the money.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap to Watson. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. They've got to find a way on first and second down to stay ahead of the chains so third down is not so daunting.
This a must-stop for this defense. Facing third and long. The play clock down to 0. And this not the best of sequences. The task now a really tough one. Third and very long. Once again, he's under siege. That is 3 in a row.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away. As they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. And he's going to lose yardage on this return. Tried to retreat, but is covered up. The home team's offense ready for this next possession. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle. Here's 2nd and 2. He'll let this go deep for Jefferson. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him, and we'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
Now a 3rd and 2. Throwing, Darnold. That's caught, left side, it's complete. And he will score! Game on! Jalen Naylor, touchdown Vikings. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance. But can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Riker now to add the extra point. The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3. A field goal here in the 4th quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. On the return, this is Strong. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Browns offense getting set to get back to work. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks
Delay
at the
of
clock.
game.
Clock
Offense.
says 0. That's a delay of game. Now it's Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman. And that is incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the fourth quarter, and that's a gift. And that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, this game looks very different for this offense. Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly, realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket, decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Throwing is Watson. And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with the touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
The Browns getting their punting team out there. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. The home team's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. It is 2nd and a yard. Play fake to Jones, now Darnold. Open man downfield, it's Addison. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. It's a big play when they needed it the most. It's a gain of 34. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. The sideline pulled in by Addison.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
To throw again is Darnold. That's hauled in at the 2. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal. Off the play fake. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. And that was very nearly a disaster at this juncture of the game. But fortunately, a teammate able to cradle it, and they keep possession. Second down, goal to go. This one caught at the 4. And room to operate as he takes it down to the 2. For the lead, here is 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Darnold. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game. And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. 4th quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
On the return, this is Strong. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. They'll try again here. It's 2nd and 10. Watson. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. They'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one. So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team. Important punt here in this tie game late. Fair catch will be taken here. It is right at the 40-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over once again. We're all even. 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. Oh, and a pressure there. He can't get a throwaway, and he's taken down. Now on 2nd and long. Now Darnold. This one complete right side. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play. Darnold. That's caught by Jefferson on the right side.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the 1st down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Here's Chubb. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch. Found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Chandler now to return it. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The home team's offense ready to come back out for this next possession. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. Over the middle, that's the tight end Hawkinson. And it will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes in the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. This is Jones. He'll get this down to the 44, but that's about it. Here's 2nd and 9. Darnold to throw. And this throw batted away and incomplete.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes. And once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
Sometimes in the NFL, you have to be careful what you ask for. This offensive line, they were very clear to us this week. They wanted to take on this group. They loved the ability to be challenged. Well, they might have poked the bear a little bit too much because they've now surrendered a whopping 10 sacks in a single game. And I don't think there's been any signs of this pass rush slowing down.
Browns offense headed back to take over once more. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Now a 1st throw here in overtime. Taking off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them
Delay of game.
5.
Offense. Still second down.
And they will not get the snap off in time, and it's going to back them up halfway.
Offense.
That'll march them back half the distance, and they'll go from there.
Still second down.
And now compounding the issue here, we're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
So that'll cost them half the distance.
Still second down.
From his own end zone, it's Watson. That's to the right side, and incomplete.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. But they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
Third and long. Out of the gun, Watson. He'll get rid of it and complete it.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Special teams out to the field, ready for this punt. And he's on for a big one here in overtime. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Vikings offense ready to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. This pass, right side, going to be caught by Addison. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And That's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down. They'll go play action with Darnold. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the first down.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Now a handoff. Jones.
A gain of 1. It's 4th down and less than a yard.
Special team. Field ready for this punt, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Watson, going to give it to Chubb. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line. Here's 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap to Watson. That one on target to Moore. 13 yards on that pass play. It's a Browns 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys
in trouble, and down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say?
And he's going to go all the way to win it here in overtime. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
So it's a win for the visiting Cleveland Browns. They had to work for this one. All even through 4 quarters, able to get the breakthrough in overtime to come away with a victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.
The National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns. Next on Madden Football.
Along the shores of Lake Erie, the Dog Pound already in full roar. We welcome you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson. Or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple of years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs, compete for Super Bowls, have a legitimate #1 threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end U, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
The veteran kicker, Dustin Hopkins, out to get things started. And off we go from Huntington Bank Field. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams.
Mike, the term generational talent, it gets thrown around a bit too loosely these days, in my opinion, but you can make an argument if one guy coming out of the draft the last couple years was worthy of that description, it's Caleb Williams. The arm talent, the playmaking ability, the ability to play off script when things don't go perfect.
Oh, and they come after him right away, and down he goes on the first play of the game.
Mike, you said it. You mentioned just how loud it was, the energy in this building leading up to the opening kickoff, and with a sack like that on the first play of the game, this crowd's only going to get louder, and, man, we can feel it all the way up here in the booth.
He runs with it, and he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. 3rd and long. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll try to run for it, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
On 4th down, here's Torrey Taylor to punt for Chicago. This will be returnable from his own 15. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback, 1st-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from their opening whistle.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Now he'll run. Whoa! Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Now it's Watson. He'll take off again. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on a big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive. The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On second down, here's Watson. He'll tuck it and take off. And he will not be quite able to stretch the ball out. They're going to mark him down after that huge run all the way to the 1.
This defense is going to have to come up with some answers at halftime because they cannot allow this quarterback to just continue to have his way with them on the ground using his legs. And that's exactly what's happened so far here in the first half. And
that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover.
And he will score. Deshaun Watson, touchdown Cleveland. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. On the return, it's Tyler Scott. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Bears offense going to take over now for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. And he finds some daylight up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Brought in by the tight end, Cole Kmet. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Here's Williams. Now he'll run it. And Williams hit the deck there, but after he picked up the first down. 13 yards on that one. Move the sticks. It's a first down. On the give, here's Swift. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. They'll go again with Swift. The Bears are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
Off he goes.
It's a nice job here defensively. Down here tight, it's easy to be so concerned about stopping the pass that you lose sight as the quarterback when he decides to become a runner. Not the case here. Picks up a little positive yardage, sets up 2nd and goal.
Throwing on 2nd down, Williams. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. So backed up now to the 8-yard line. It's 3rd and goal. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. He'll try and get there. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Caleb Williams. Touchdown, Chicago. Santos, good on the extra point. And the Bears will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. On the return, this is Strong. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. He's going to run it. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
Play action. Watson. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Watson. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. All even on the scoreboard. And we're back. They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. He's going to keep it himself. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Deshaun Watson. Touchdown Browns. His 2nd TD of the game. And this one gives his team the lead. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer, but also a rusher, is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for.
The Browns going to use the first of their ins on to add the extra point. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on
Delay
top.
of game, offense.
Now from 5 yards further back, this becomes a 37-yard extra point attempt.
Delay of game, offense.
So now from the 25, things get a little dicier. A 42-yard extra point attempt. Oh, he misses the extra point. So maybe that extra distance did factor in. They're unable to add the point after.
Justin Hopkins to kick off for the Browns.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This barely gets to the landing zone, fielded at the 19. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Bears offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Trying to get away, but he will not. They finally run him down. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Working out of the gun. Here's Williams.
So the two components to a scramble drill, Mike, is the quarterback has to buy time with his legs, and then all of the receivers need to second reaction and come open downfield late. And he bought time, but nobody was able to separate, and there's nowhere to go with the ball.
And this is going to set up a long field ahead. Backed up as it is touchdown inside the 10. Nick Chubb and the rest. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman. Inside the 20. And he's going to take this one all the way. 92 yards. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This one fielded at the 15. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bears offense make their way out to take over once more. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. That'll be taken in by Moore.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
On the bootleg, it's Williams. That'll be caught by DeAndre Swift. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
The ability to generate explosive plays is the greatest correlation with the ability to score points. So every defense nowadays is trying to say, cannot let them throw the ball over our head. What does that do? Gets you a little bit more depth in your drops. Makes it a little bit easier for some of these check down pickups.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Here's a give left side. This is Swift. And he'll maneuver his way down to the 44. Juan Thornhill up from his secondary spot to make the play. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Another run here. Another run by Swift. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. To throw, it's Williams. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
And no chance to down this one. It carries deep into the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. Wow, indecision right away. Delay of game to start this drive.
Delay of game, offense.
Now Watson. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense. Still second down.
To throw on second down is Watson. He's going to tuck it and go. Crazy. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
These plays just kill you on defense. The pressure's good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
Some problems communicating on third down, and that's going to be a delay.
Offense.
So now, after the penalty, a much tougher prospect to convert. It is 3rd and 9. To throw is Watson. Downfield for Njoku. That one incomplete. They can't hook up there, and that incompletion takes us to the 2-minute warning. So on 4th down, the lefty Corey Bojorquez to punt for Cleveland. And no return on this one. Fair catch signaled for and taken. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. He's got his man Carter. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. He keeps it himself. The Bears will use one of their timeouts here. And they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. Throwing is Williams. Open man, that's Rome Odunze. A lot of terrific quarterbacks from Southern California, and here's another one. The rookie gets his team a first down. Williams. Completing that one to Carter. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. To throw is Williams. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Now Williams. Taking off, he'll try to get the carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And it looked like one of the Bears was able to get in there. He did, so the ball stays with Chicago. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Williams now to throw. He finds the veteran Keenan Allen. The Bears are going to have a 1st and goal. He's taken down at about the 8th.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. So push back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. That'll be incomplete with a penalty flag down. It looked like someone was across early. Penalty yards marched off, and they'll try it again on 2nd and goal. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. So we hit halftime here in Cleveland, and the Browns are in front. As we'll get you down to Orlando now. That's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right.
And instead, why don't we get right back to it as we'll get ready for the 3rd quarter. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Here comes Ford on the return. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return. The Browns offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Watson to throw. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. Now he takes off. And that's going to be incomplete, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal forward
We'll let the officiating crew sort this one out. Fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's got his man, the tight end, David Njoku. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Downfield for Njoku. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down. Watson to throw again. spots his target downfield. Great teamwork on the completion. He is in. Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown, Cleveland. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
They'll go for 2 as Watson brings the Browns to the line. Back to throw. And he'll get into the end zone, doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Oh, what an unforced error at an untimely moment. Just tied the game, but then the kickoff out of bounds, and the ball comes out to the 40-yard line. So, a couple of first downs will give them 1st and 10. They're at the 41. From the shotgun, it's Williams. He finds the big tight end. That's Gerald Everett. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. They'll go play action here with Williams. He finds his big tight end, Everett. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
And he's going to have a Bears first down by about a yard. So they pick it up on 3rd and 2.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Williams. He'll try to set up the screen here to Swift. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
2nd and a yard. On the bootleg, it's Williams. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
The entire idea of the bootleg is to move your quarterback off of his normal spot. Buy some extra time for your offensive line and alleviate some of the pressure on the protection. But in this case, it seemed to me like the quarterback panicked a little bit. He went into survival mode and ended up leading to a massive loss.
A gain there of 23 yards. 1st down, Chicago.
There was a lot of questions surrounding this quarterback about whether his style of play from college would transfer to the NFL game. Well, his ability to create with his legs certainly has here today. We see it with his ability to escape pressure out of the pocket, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
They will run it over center with Swift. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun. Here's Williams. Taking off.
And this is one of the cases, Mike, where defenders, they get their eyes in the wrong spot. They call it eye discipline. He catches them looking elsewhere and allows them to get upfield and make this 3rd down a lot more manageable.
On 3rd and a yard, it's Williams. He'll run again. The Bears are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert on 3rd and 1. Toss right side to the tight end, Komet. And they are all over that on defense. Good serve. Drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. Here's a handoff to Swift. He brings it down to the 5-yard line, but now it is 3rd and goal. On 3rd down, it's Will. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. That's the safety, Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession at their own 3-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field. So after their defense gives them a gift on their last drive and gets them the ball back and on the field, they nearly return the favor following that dangerous throw of their own. And at this point, they're lucky to walk away with just an incompletion.
Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. Inside the 30. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 97 yards. Touchdown, Cleveland. A huge play there. They go in the air. We only see a few touchdowns of that length all year. They go from backed up to in the end zone for a touchdown.
It is, Mike. In this case, most teams are saying, let's just pick up a 1st down. At the very least, give our punter some room out of the end zone. But not this guy. He's thinking taking it to distance, and that's exactly what he was able to do.
Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. It's up and through. And the Browns will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Scott now on the return. Good return, but he pays the price at the end. Picked up and thrown down. The Bears offense back onto the field for their next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
You can tell the quarterback has built a lot of confidence in his ability to make plays today with his feet. The defense has had a hard time keeping him in check, and This time, much better job in pursuit. Even though he was able to get outside the pocket, they were able to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
And he'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
Here's 2nd and 9. Go! To throw, it's Williams. He'll get this underneath to Swift. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. 3rd down, 3 to go.
Let's go. Alert, Bronco switch. Reload.
Off play action. Here's Williams. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this 3rd quarter.
We see this time and time again in the NFL, Mike. You want to play quarterback at this level, you better figure out a way to be able to bounce back following a bad throw, a bad series, a bad game. And in this case, he's got to bounce back from a pick on the last drive, and he's got to find himself some easy completions and settle himself back into this one.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Set.
They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. Woo. He makes one man miss, but stopped quickly as they hold him to a gain of 1. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Set. Line up, go.
Again, it's Ford. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. The Bears have it.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight, but it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
The visitors' offense getting set to get back to work. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a 1st down. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by
Previous
replay.
play is under
So
review.
this
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. They bring Judy in motion. Now the Georgia Bulldog. Here's Nick Chubb. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Shotgun snap to Watson. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku.
Another really nice throw right there, and as you can see the numbers he's been able to put up here, I'm a little surprised, if I'm being honest, Mike, with just how easy it seems to have been. It just seems like he's made every right decision every time that he's decided to throw the ball.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while it seemed like everything the offense did hit, and after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
They're all set to punt this one away. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. Good hang time. The fair catch will be made back at their own 12. The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Here's Williams. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down. So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Hicks. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
They bring Judy in motion. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And despite his best efforts to get away, ultimately, he goes down behind the line.
This ball carrier just didn't want to go down, and this defense, they had to throw everything they had at him, Mike. He just kept fighting and fighting, but finally when they were able to get him on the ground, they were able to do it for a loss.
To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
You can just see the reaction on the sideline. This defense thought they had themselves a critical stop. The mantra down here for all defensive coordinators, Mike, is takeaways, field goals. That's what you're trying to do, and man, they were this close to coming away with a huge takeaway.
And he's into the end zone yet again. Deshaun Watson, touchdown Browns. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Browns stretch things out even further. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Now a return coming from the 14. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll swing this out to Swift. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. Here's 3rd and 7. To throw is Williams. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
Crochet to return it. Whoa. Oh, looked like he may have hit a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The Browns offense and quarterback Deshaun Watson getting set for their next drive. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. The drive starts with a carry by 4. Ooh. A nice nimble run as he manages to pick up 3. Second and 7. Watson going to give it to Chubb. He gets away from one man, but that is it. They take him down behind the line.
Yeah, at some point, you just have to know when the party's over. You just have to cut your losses. I think in this case, he's just trying to do a little bit too much, make something out of nothing, and he ends up being taken back for a pretty big loss. This is a spot you just love to be in as a defensive player. I mean, you've got him backed up so far, you're not really fearing any play call, let alone a run. Sit a couple guys back, keep the ball from being thrown over your head. Everybody else track the ball, comes up well short.
On fourth down, out comes the punter, as he'll take this a yard or two into his own end zone. And that's going to bounce out of bounds, giving them a short field to work with here. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
It's 1st down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in 2nd and long.
Williams to throw on 2nd down. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
I think the defense came in confident that they'd be able to get after the quarterback, right, Mike? When we met with them this week, they felt like they had a really good plan, some exotic looks, some different pressure packages, and it's worked to perfection. I'm not sure they...
And this drive is a disaster. He goes down for a 3rd consecutive time. The Bears send out their punt team. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
Delay of game, offense. Still 1st down.
This is it. Out.
They'll start on the ground with Chubb. Past midfield. Nick Chubb. And they are going to add 6 more here at the end. Stay tuned for the coach's handshake. It might not be the friendliest. That late touchdown extends the margin of victory here on the game's final play.
Yeah, Mike, I'm not sure how popular this move is going to be on the other sideline. And listen, I understand in the huddle sometimes kind of players take it upon themselves to do things like this, but the call there has to be take a knee, move on, shake hands, and go to the locker room. But not in this case.
So it's a win for the Browns. And right away you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It didn't here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. And as a result, they're going to come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.